Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajjanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajjanaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hey Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paragraj Acharya Ashtatara Sata Śrīmad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Nantakoti Vaishnava Brinda Ki Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Nitai Go Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Narayanam namaskritya naram cheva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. A reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, chapter entitled The Birth of Lord Krishna, text number 29. Jammate maya so papo ma vidyan madhusudana samudvije bhavadeto kamsadaham adiradi Jammate maya so papo ma vidyan madhusudana samudvije bhavadeto kamsadaham adiradi Jammate maya so papo ma vidyan madhusudana samudvije bhavadeto kamsadaham adiradi Mataji's. Janma, the birth. Te, is anyone awake? Te, of your lordship. Mai, in my womb. Aso, that Kamsa. Papa, extremely sinful. Ma vijat, may be unable to understand. Madhusudana, O Madhusudana. Samudvije, I am full of anxiety. Bhavat heto, because of your appearance. Kamsat, because of Kamsa, with whom I have had such a bad experience. Aham, I. Adiradi, have become more and more anxious. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Madhusudana, because of your appearance, I am becoming more and more anxious in fear of Kamsa. Therefore, please arrange for that sinful Kamsa to be unable to understand that you have taken birth from my womb. Translation responsibly. O Madhusudana, because of your appearance, I am becoming more and more anxious in fear of Kamsa. Therefore, please arrange for that sinful Kamsa to be unable to understand that you have taken birth from my womb. Purport. Devaki addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Madhusudana. She was aware that the Lord had killed many demons like Madhu who were hundreds and thousands of times more powerful than Kamsa. Yet because of affection for the transcendental child, she believed that Kamsa could kill him. Instead of thinking of the unlimited power of the Lord, she thought of the Lord with affection, and therefore she requested the transcendental child to disappear. Amagyan timirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vievacha Patitanam Papanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki. So the chapter is entitled The Birth of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna has appeared in this world. Janma, Kama, Chame, Divyam. Jamma. It is an appearance. It's not like what we experience in this world. It is not a birth. Our birth is forced in this world, right? We are under the laws of karma within this world. Everyone is being... We are caught within the samsara chakra. Samsara chakra means repeated cycle of birth and death. Big chakra. Just like you see the Ferris wheel. They have over here in Melbourne, what do they call it? Star, is it? Melbourne Star, yeah. So in Melbourne Star, you know Melbourne Star? So one time I was at the Royal Melbourne Show. They have one, not as big as Melbourne Star, but it went up and then it got stuck. I was at the top. 15 minutes. So I didn't mind because I was only like 15 years old or something. So I was like, oh, this is fun, you know, but you're stuck. I didn't have any control, right? I would have had to have climbed out and climbed back down, you know, like that. So when you're in this material world, you are stuck, right? You're just going like, sometimes you go up to higher planets, then you come down to lower planet, right? You're just going up around. It's called samsara chakra. You're stuck. The only thing you can control is your karma. You do good karma, you go up. You do bad karma, you go down. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says there are three types of karma. Akarma, karma, and vikarma. Vikarma means very bad things. Ugra karma. That's what they're doing now on the earth. You can feel the energy. Right? The fights are taking place. You know, last 2 or 3 weeks ago, new war started. Right? How intelligent. Let's start another war. Right? Right? This is demoniac. This is asura. Right? Another war. Now, you know, all this. This is called ugra karma, very bad karma. Like when Nrsingadev comes out of the pillar, you know, in Mayapur, you know, we have the deity of Nrsingadev in Mayapur. He is called Ugra Nrsinga. Ugra means the most ferocious. This is when he first comes out of the pillar. Did you see the Nrsinga movie? Hands up if you saw Nrsinga Avatar. Yeah, I know. You all went to the movie. You ate popcorn and then you watched the Nrsinga. And you did Harinam outside, I know. All of you did that, right? So you go, there's called Ugra Nrsinga. When he first comes out, he's the most angry, right? So now on the earth, we have the Ugra karma, right? The very bad karma, which everyone is doing. You know, they're slaughtering the cows and they're doing the worst things. You know, all the bad things are taking place. So that is called vikarma, the bad karma, and that will take you down. to lower planets, lower birth, or to animal species. It's bad karma. So that's in your control. No one's making you do that. You're choosing to do these things, and then you will go down. You'll be punished. And then we have karma. Karma means regulative activities. In the Vedas it says, you do this, you do this, you do this. You have to regulate yourself. Just like in Grihastha Ashram, if you want sex life, okay, then you have to regulate yourself, right? Once a month for the purpose of having the children. That is called karma, like regulated activity, right? It's not like animal life where it is not under any law. No, it has to be done under a law. That is called karma. So, you know, in the Vedic system, they're doing these yagyas and these pujas and they do this. This is all regulated. That is called karma. It means pious activity, good activity. If you do that, you rise up, right? You go to higher planets. It says that if you want to go to Brahmaloka, Brahmaloka is the highest planet. We can't even see it from Earth. You know, we see all the stars at night in the sky. We don't even see Brahmaloka. It's so high in the universe. It's like right up the top. It says if you want to get to Brahmaloka, you have to do Varnashram Dharma perfectly for 100 lifetimes. Right? Just gradually elevating your content, and then you go right up. And then you have to go to Jana, Tapa, Mahaloka, all the different lokas, and then you go to Brahmaloka. Not easy to get there. So that is karma. Karma means pious activity. And then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the best karma is called akarma, which literally means no karma, right? That is called bhakti or devotional service, bhakti yoga. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tattvataha. Krishna says in Gita, you can only understand me by bhakti, by devotional service. And devotional service does not have any karma. Like they're doing the offering for the deity, right? So vikarma means you cook meat and bad things and you eat that. That's vikarma, right? It's bad karma. Karma means you eat the vegetarian food, right? You cook the vegetarian food and you eat that. But still it says karma. Karma means reaction. You still get some karma because you killed the carrots or you killed this, you know. The only way you can't get karma is you have to eat fruit and you have to wait for the fruit to drop off the tree first. And when it hits the ground, then you can take it, and then there's no karma. Right? Otherwise, you're causing some karma every time you take a carrot or something. You take the life of the carrot, and then you get, so some karma is there. And then now what the devotees are doing, this is called akarma, no karma. Because you cook the food, there's some karma, it's bhoga, then you offer it to Krishna, and then Krishna accepts that, and then it becomes prasad, and all the karma is gone. Krishna says in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, otherwise you eat sin. Otherwise you eat sin. When you have the popcorn at the, what do you call that? The cinema? Yeah, when you're taking that. That's okay. Krishna understands. Nrsinga avatar, at least you're doing some bhakti. But best is we make our own popcorn and then we offer it to Krishna and we bring it and that. Or best is we buy the movie theater and then we just show just Krishna movies and everything is prasad like that. And you can sit there in gold class and they will bring prasad and pizzas to you for your breakfast. Don't get attached to these things. But this is the system. So it is called akarma, no karma. So we are in the samsara chakra, right? But when Krishna comes into this world, Jamma, Karma, Chame Divyam, Divya means spiritual, transcendental. Krishna comes in. He's not forced. He's not like us. We are forced to take birth. You do good karma, you go to a higher birth. You do bad karma, you go to a lower birth. When you do akarma, you do not take birth again, all right, which is our goal. Our goal is not to take birth. You don't want to take birth again. Actually, we do. We still have material desires. But we should not want to take birth again in this material world. We should want to go to Krishna. When that desire becomes the strongest desire in your heart, then you can go back to Krishna, right? But it has to become the strongest desire in your heart. I just want to serve Krishna again, right? When you have that desire, then you can transcend, you can go. One time Prabhupada said, he was giving class, and Prabhupada said, like, you need to become like 90% free from material desires. Then you can go back together. And devotees were a little bit depressed. They think, oh wow, 90% is a big level to come to. So then apparently Prabhupada said like 80%. And then apparently Prabhupada said, okay, 70%, which is achievable. We can get 70%. You know, it means you might not be a pure devotee, but if you are dedicated to Krishna, right, you might not be pure devotee. No, you might still be attached to your phone or different things in this material world. You might not be pure devotee, you know, Melbourne Star and all these things. You might not be pure devotee, but if the main desire in your heart is to serve Guru and Krishna, then at the time of your death, if you remember Krishna, right, you call out his name, then Krishna said you will come to him. But you have to yam yam, vapi smaram bhavam, Krishna says in Gita, in the 8th chapter. Whatever you remember, that's where you will go. So it doesn't mean you have to be 100% pure devotee, but if you remember Krishna at the time of death, right, and if the main desire in your heart is, I want to serve Krishna, right, then you can go to the spiritual world. So that breaks the cycle of birth and death. Jamma, karma, chame divyam. Krishna, when he comes, it is not like us. Right? We are caught within this samsara chakra. But Krishna just comes in and out. Yeah? It is explained just like the spider. The spider makes the web is the material world. He can come into it, he can come out of it. But everyone else gets stuck. You see like the flies, they get in and they, oh, I want to get out. No, you're stuck now. No? But the spider, he can just come in, he can come out. So Krishna is like that. So Krishna is not, and that's the point. Prabhupada says, you have to study Bhagavatam carefully. So when you come to this point, the 10th canto, you understand you're not dealing with an ordinary person. Krishna is not like us, right? He is transcendental, right? Everything he does is transcendental, right? If you think when he, you know, we'll go to chapter 29 and these different chapters, and we'll see Krishna is with the gopis, right? If you think, oh no, he is an ordinary person, no, he's not an ordinary person. What does he do before he dances with the gopis, right? Picks up one hill, okay? So you go and pick up a hill and then you can do things as well. No, but you don't have any adhikar, you don't have any qualification. Krishna already showed, I have the qualification, right? I defeat, you see in Canto 10, he defeats Indra, he defeats Brahma, he defeats Shiva, right? Mahavishnu, right, brings him to see him, right? Mahavishnu wants to see Krishna, right? So everyone is attracted to Krishna. He is the Supreme Personality. So he's not an ordinary person. We should not think he is like that. So Devaki says, I am becoming more and more anxious in fear of Kamsa. Srila Prabhupada said one time, I think he might have said it in Melbourne, I'm not 100%, but Prabhupada said one time, you should go to the place where they are selling Krishna anxiety and buy as much as you can. Right? So where can you get Krishna anxiety? Melbourne Temple. Seriously. You know, I've been to many temples in ISKCON, right? But Melbourne Temple, it makes you anxious. Right? It is. It's different to other temples. I've been to other temples. It's more like, oh yeah, we'll do the service, we'll get the service done. Melbourne is like so much service, and it has to be done now, and you get anxious. And Prabhupada said you have to go to the place where they sell the anxiety and buy as much as you can. Right? How much do you want today? You want $10 worth? Or you want 100? Or you want 1,000? Or you want 1 million? Yeah. You have anxiety in your service, is it? Yeah. So, but you take the anxiety for who? right? You take the anxiety for Krishna, right? And Krishna notices that. Don't think he doesn't notice, right? He's watching you all day long, right? All day Krishna is watching, right? How will you respond to this situation? How will you respond to that situation? Because Prabhupada explains, you're going to be anxious in this material world, right? If you're in the outside world, right, the material world, you will be anxious. It's full of anxiety. Dukhalayam ashashvatam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. It is full of anxiety. It is temporary and full of anxiety. So you're going to be anxious anyway. So Prabhupada says, better you be anxious for Krishna. Because you're going to be in anxiety anyway. If you go to the material world, you'll be in anxiety. So better you stay in the spiritual world and be in anxiety here. Transcendental anxiety, ki? Jai. You didn't say very loud. You should say, Jai. I want anxiety for Krishna. You have to be very advanced. Even Prabhupada would get in anxiety. You know, a devotee went into Prabhupada's room in Vrindavan. Prabhupada was sitting there and he was like rubbing his head. Right? And Hare Prabhu said to Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, what's that? Prabhupada said, I have brain fag. Prabhupada said, I have brain fag. My brain is aching. You know, because they're trying to build that new Krishna Balaram temple, right? And the suppliers were trying to cheat the devotees. And devotees did not know, so they were getting cheated, paying too much for things, right? And then it was causing anxiety for Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was rubbing his head. He said, I have brain fag, right? Because even Prabhupada was in anxiety. So many times there was anxiety. You know, the Juhu land, a lot of anxiety. Vrindavan, a lot of anxiety. Mayapur would have been anxiety. So many things Prabhupada was doing. So you cannot avoid anxiety, but you have to get anxiety for Krishna. So Prabhupada says, go to the place where they're selling and buy as much as you can. Right? Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir ki? Yeah. It's just anxiety here. Or if you want more anxiety, come to Hare Krishna Valley. Right? 200 acres. One devotee came there a few weeks ago. He said, how are you? I said, I am exhausted. He said, oh, why? I said, you try to manage 200 acres, 28 cows and bulls, you know, people coming and going all the time and all these things. There's only like 5 of us there. You know, you want some anxiety? Come. We'll give you some anxiety. See Krishna anxiety ki? Jai. There's so much anxiety, but you have to take it for Krishna. You have to take it for Krishna. So then it says, she is anxious in fear of Kamsa, right? In fear of Kamsa, right? In this material world, fear is there, bhaya. It is the nature of this world. There is fear. But Prabhupada's name is Abhaya. Charanaravinda. You become fearless at the lotus feet of Krishna. So Prabhupada was like that. He did not have fear. Right? One time he was walking in Calcutta with the devotees, and they have the Victoria Memorial, right? Big like statue that they built. And Prabhupada said, when I was young, I used to climb to the top on the scaffolding when they were building it. Prabhupada used to climb all the way up. And they said, oh, Prabhupada, you are very brave. He said, I am still brave. Right? Otherwise, how could I come to your Western countries? 69 years old. Imagine when you're 69 and you get on a boat, right? A boat. At the age of 69, you cross the ocean for 1 month on the boat, right? And Prabhupada was not well. He'd never been on the boat before. He was seasick, and then he had the heart attacks. And he said Krishna sat on his bed during the night and massaged his chest, right? Because Prabhupada was, it was so much difficulty. But Prabhupada did it. Prabhupada said, I am still brave. Otherwise, how could I come to your Western countries? So when you become devoted to Krishna, you become fearless. You don't have fear. Because you rely on Krishna, like Prabhupada relied on Krishna. Prabhupada said, they said, oh, Prabhupada, you came alone. Prabhupada said, I was not alone. He said, my Guru Maharaj was always next to me. So when you become advanced in Krishna consciousness, you feel your Guru is with you, right? You feel Krishna is with you, the Parampara is with you, the Panchatattva are with you. You don't feel alone. So a devotee does not have fear in this world. But still, I mean, Devaki was feeling like Kamsa is there, he wants to kill the child, right? It's a very difficult situation to be in, right? The child is born, he's waiting for this child, this is the one he's waiting for, number 8, right? Narada confused him. You know why he killed each child? Because the prophecy was the 8th child will kill you, right? But then Narada came to Kamsa and he said, how do you know which one is number 8? If you count backwards, the first one is number 8. If you go forward, the last one is number 8. Or if you do it like this, then number 4 is number 8. So Narada confused him. And then he started killing all the kids, right? So she's just waiting. Imagine you have a child and you're waiting. Your brother is going to come and kill the child. I mean, what anxiety, she was fearful. It's so difficult. Any test we go through is not as great as the test that these devotees went through. We'll never go through something like Devaki went through. Right? We'll never go through something like the Pandavas went through. The Pandavas, the Kauravas were trying to assassinate them. Here, have a poisoned cake. Happy birthday. All right? We put poison in your cake. Have a good birthday. Happy birthday to you, Hare Krishna to you, eat the cake and then poison. And they rolled Bhima into the river. And he went down and then the Nagas beat him and neutralized the poison. And then he got more powerful. They gave him Amrita and he took 8 pots of Amrita, he came out, and now he was angry. Right? Imagine that, right? Your birthday, they build a palace for you and then they set the palace on fire in the middle of the night. The house of lack. Right? Imagine living like that. Someone's trying to kill you all the time. Your cousins trying to kill you all the time. Imagine that. Right? So whatever we go through in life, devotees say, I hurt my toe today. I don't know if I can do just do your service. Hare Baba. Right? Unless you have really bad situation, right? Just do your service. We all have difficulties, but we'll never go through what the Pandavas went through. We'll never go through what Devaki went through. Right? So we don't have a reason to complain. Oh, I got a cold. Yeah, you know why you got a cold? Because you eat too much cake. That's why you got a cold. Or you eat cold pizza, you do silly things, and then you get sick and you say, oh, I'm sick, because you don't look after yourself properly. Right? Now winter is coming, right? When winter comes, I only drink warm water. I don't drink cold water for the whole winter, right? Because otherwise devotees say, they drink cold water, it's cold, they don't do any exercise. Oh, I'm sick. Of course you're going to get sick. Doesn't even make sense. Or I see devotees in the middle of winter eating like cold dahi, like lots of yogurt. And then they, Prabhuji, I'm sick, I have 2 months. Of course you're sick. Right? Look after your body properly, right? And then you won't get sick. Unless, the material energy sometimes makes you sick. Sometimes you'll get sick, but otherwise look after yourself properly. So she was fearful, which is, it is natural. She calls Krishna Madhusudana. Madhusudana means the one who killed Madhu. So Krishna is killing so many of these powerful demons. Right? Kamsa was extremely powerful. Right? We maybe don't understand how powerful Kamsa was. Right? He was powerful. He wasn't just an asura. This person was incredibly. Later on, when Krishna goes to Mathura, he has to fight with Kuvalayapid. Who is Kuvalayapid? Elephant. He was an ordinary elephant. How strong was Kuvalayapid? Right? He was as strong as 10,000 elephants. To capture that one elephant, they had to get 10,000 other elephants just to capture that elephant. And who did that elephant belong to? Jarasandha. And who was Jarasandha? Father-in-law. Right? One of his daughters married Kamsa. He became the father-in-law. So Jarasandha attacked Mathura. Kamsa was there. So he sent Kuvalayapid, that elephant, 10,000, strong as 10,000, he sent him into the city. Right? So he came into the city, he was smashing everything. And then Kamsa said, what is happening? Because Jarasandha is outside with his army. Kamsa said, what is that disruption in the city? They said, oh, there's one elephant there. So Kamsa came out, saw Kuvalayapid, and Kuvalayapid and he ran at him to smash. Kamsa grabbed him, picked him up, and threw him over the wall, back to Jarasandha's army. Smashed there in the army. And when Jarasandha saw, Kamsa has just thrown Kuvalayapid over the wall, he said, okay, maybe I should make alliance with him. So then he gave his daughters to marry Kamsa. So they became alliance. That's how, Kamsa wasn't like a demon. Like we say, oh, he's like a demon. No, these people are extra powerful. Right? We can't even imagine how powerful. And Krishna kills them. Right? That's why it says here, he's called Madhusudan. Devaki says, Madhusudan. Right? You killed Madhu, that great Madhu demon. You killed all these great demons. Now you have to kill Kamsa. Right? Because he's powerful also. Right? So Krishna had to kill Kamsa. Right? And then when he did kill him, in the Bhagavatam, we hear the story, but there was more detail in the story. When they fought, they actually fought for a couple of hours. We just hear in the Bhagavatam that there was a fight, but it actually went for a couple of hours, that fight. Krishna jumped up onto the dais in the stadium, grabbed him, and they had a big fight, and then they threw each other down onto the wrestling arena. There was a big fight went on, and everyone's watching it. Everyone likes to watch a fight. And when I was a kid and there was a fight in the school ground, the whole school would come. And everyone, what's going on? Who's fighting? What's going on? Everyone likes to watch a fight. That's why every movie has a fight scene at the end. Big fight scene. Everyone's like fighting each other. Lord of the Rings and all these big finish with a big battle. Or the Nrsimha Avatar movie. At the end, the big battle, right? Everyone likes it. So then, Krishna, he fought with Kamsa for a couple of hours before he decided to kill him. And then finally, he just came and jumped on him like a mountain and then smashed him and took the life from him. So Kamsa was extremely powerful. He wasn't like ordinary person. Jarasandha was as strong as Kamsa, right? Bhima took care of him. Right? Krishna could have done it as well, but there was some arrangement that Bhima would take care of him. But these are extremely powerful personalities. So then Devaki is saying, Madhusudan. Right? You've killed others before, please kill this one. Right? Only Krishna could take care of these kind of personalities. Right? Prabhupada says in the purport, instead of thinking of the unlimited power of the Lord, she thought of the Lord with affection, and therefore she requested the transcendental child to disappear. So that is the arrangement of Yoga Maya. Even though he just appeared in front of her with 4 arms, imagine, right? Your child is coming and then you walk in and then 4 arms. Effulgent, right? This personality has appeared, Vishnu himself, and then changes into the baby. But by the arrangement of Yoga Maya, Devaki is feeling anxiety, right? So she's feeling, please, do something. Otherwise Kamsa's going to come, he's going to kill you. So she's feeling this natural anxiety. So what takes place It's not mentioned in Bhagavatam. It's not everything is there. Brahma Vaivata Purana has extra details, and commentaries of the Acharyas, they have extra details. When Krishna appeared, it was in the middle of the night. We hear this in Bhagavatam. Right? So then it was raining heavily, and it was middle of the night. When it rains heavily, it's a little bit hard to sleep, right? Because big storm going on. But somehow everyone was asleep, even the guards. And the guards, it actually says, it mentions, the guards would make noises, ha, ha, like this, right? I don't know why, but they would make these noises. All the guards would like, ha, like, you know. So Devaki and Vasudeva were inside the jail cell, and it was like, it wasn't peaceful. You had these strong guards. Kamsa was saying, as soon as the child comes, tell me, right? I've killed the others, but this one especially, I need to tell me straight away. So then he appears, and everyone's asleep. Even the guards are asleep, no noise. And then the doors, like of the prison, they unlock. And the shackles, because they're shackled up on the walls, the shackles unlock. Right? So something mystical, right, takes place. Right? Everything became mystical. Right? And Vrindavan, Mathura, these places are mystical. Right? So everything open. So then they got out. And then Vasudeva, he thought, I have to take the baby across the river to Nanda Maharaj. He's my friend. Right? Because if Kamsa finds the baby, then there'll be a problem. So Vasudeva, he goes out. All the guards are asleep. And then as he walks out into the rain, because it's raining heavily, Anantasesh comes over him like an umbrella, right? Covering him. So he walks out. He goes to the Jamuna. Jamuna is a big river. Right? Not what the way we see now is not as big, but it was big, maybe more like what the Ganges is like now, like bigger, like strong and turbulent. There were waves, and it was like it was a stormy night. So he looks and he thinks, how do I get across? I've got this baby. I'm trying to get across, and then a jackal comes next to him and just walks across the river. Like sometimes there's like a platform and the water's like. It's only that deep, you can't see, and the jackal walks across. So then Vasudeva starts walking, and he's walking across, and he thinks, I can make it. So he walks across the river in the middle of the night. And then Jamuna Devi, who is Jamuna Devi? She's an expansion of Vishaka. When you go to Vrindavan, there's two gopis next to Radha Shamasundara, or when you go to Mayapur, Ashtasaki. So the one who stands next to Radharani, her name is Vishaka. You know her? Yeah. Vishaka was born at the same time as Radharani. Right? Radharani appeared, and then Vishaka appeared same time. And they look almost the same as well. Right? It's like Radharani's best friend, Lalita Vishaka. So Jamuna is an expansion of Vishaka. So as Vasudeva is taking Krishna, one of the waves of Jamuna jumps up and grabs the baby. So now he's in the dark and he's looking around. He's in the middle of a river and he can't find his child. Where's my child? Where's my child? So she's holding Krishna. She said, Krishna is here. Yeah? She's holding him. And then he's so much anxiety, and then a wave comes and gives Krishna back. So he takes Krishna back, he's holding him tightly, goes across the river. So then he gets to Gokul, which is across the river, which is, if you go to Mathura, if you go across the river, Gokul and Raval, they are just there, these towns. Have you been there, these towns? Just across the river, Gokul, Raval. So it goes to Gokul, everyone there is asleep as well. And Mother Yashoda, she's just given birth, right? But then, because the labor was intense, she's fallen asleep. Everyone's asleep. So he goes in the dark, walks in, and he sees on the bed, he puts down the baby Krishna, and he sees there's a baby girl, right, who is Jogamaya. So he picks up the girl, because the prophecy says, the son will kill you. So Kamsa's waiting for the boy, but he thinks, oh, if I take the girl, Kamsa will not touch. So he puts down the boy, takes the girl. And then he goes back, walks across the river, back into the, and then as he walks in, all the gates shut behind him, goes in, puts the girl in the cell, and then gets himself back in his shackles like that. So in the meantime, Mother Yashoda is in Gokul, but she does not realize she gave birth to twins. A boy and a girl came, but she fell unconscious, so she doesn't remember. So there was a boy there as well. He picked up the girl, but there was also a twin boy. So he put down Vasudeva Krishna from Mathura, the expanding, because Prabhupada explains, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. The original form, Swami Bhagavan, never leaves Vrindavan. This is the expansion. This is Vasudeva. So Vasudeva Krishna is put down next to Nanda Nandana, right, the original Krishna, and they merge. So she wakes up in the morning and she sees there's one boy there. So she gave birth to a boy. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki, right? In the meantime, Vasudeva Krishna has gone, expanded into Krishna. Yogamaya is now back. Kamsa walks in, we'll see soon. He walks in, right? Grabs the baby, and then Devaki says, no. It is said a boy will kill you. But he's so disturbed, picks up the girl, throws her down, and then she goes into the sky and says, don't you know the boy who has come to kill you is already born? You fool. Right? Yogamaya. Right? And then now he says, I mean, imagine how demoniac this person is. Now he says, go and kill all the babies who were born in the last 10 days. This man, too much. We were so happy when he was killed. So happy when he's dead. All these demons. You know, when Prabhupada was in Mayapur with his Guru Maharaj, you know, if you go to Chaitanya Mat, yeah, and you know the house is there where Bhaktivedanta Saraswati lived. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati came out, looked down in the courtyard, there was cobra. Sometimes you see cobra in Vrindavan or Mayapur. Or there, so cobra was there. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur says, kill him, kill him. So devotees came and they killed the cobra. And Prabhupada was very, why is Guru Maharaj, he's a sadhu. Why does he say kill the cobra? But then he read in Bhagavatam, even the sadhu is happy when the cobra is killed. Sapa means. So if a person is envious, a human is envious, he's worse than the cobra. So when he dies, we are happy. No, good. Gone. Because otherwise these persons, they just cause problems for the devotees and for the world. You see now, they're causing problems for the world. Let's go and attack another country. Let's go and start bombing another country. Yeah, very intelligent. Well done. You know, because you're all pagal, right? We have to make one ashram for them. Pagal Baba ashram. Right? You can all go and live there together because you guys are crazy. Right? Because we are devotees. We are aspiring devotees. We don't want to harm another person. We don't see the bodily concept of life. Like if you're from India or Pakistan, you don't see the difference. Right? You see, like in Pakistan now, so many devotees are there. So many devotees in Pakistan. Right? And so many devotees, so we see everyone as potential devotee. That's how we see. We were studying Chaitanya Charitamrita last night, and Prabhupada mentions chapter 15 of Majja Lila, then Lord Chaitanya says to, after Rath-yatra, he says to Nityananda Prabhu, go back to Bengal. And he says to Advaita Prabhu, go back, Advaita-Acharya. And he says to all the devotees, you go back, preach, spread Krishna consciousness. And then Prabhupada says, the devotees should spread Krishna consciousness indiscriminately. Don't discriminate. Oh, this person is worthy, this person is not worthy. Advaita-Acharya delivers the chandalas, right? Even the dog eaters, means people who live in, where do they eat the dogs? Vietnam, all these countries. Devotees have to go to those places and make them devotees. We can't discriminate. Everyone can become a devotee, right? That is Lord Chaitanya's mood. So we don't see, oh, this one is different, that one. No, everyone is just a recipient of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Everyone can have prasad, everyone can have the holy name, and everyone can take a book. Right? And if they don't want to take it, okay, that's okay. But that is the mood. So you should not see in discrimination. So unfortunately, Kamsa, he is materialist. That's what Bhagavatam is teaching us. That's why Krishna, chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita, what is it called? Divine and demoniac nature. Because in this material world, you're always going to have Sura and Asura. Always. Right? In Satya Yuga, Sura and Asura, different planets. Like Nrsimha Avatar, different planets. Treta Yuga, different countries. Ramayana, Lanka and India. Dwapara Yuga, different family. Kaurava Pandava. Kali Yuga, same body. Right? Sometimes devotee, sometimes not devotee. Right? So Lord Chaitanya comes to kill the part that is not the devotee. Right? Comes to destroy that with Harinam Sankirtan. Come and destroy that and make everyone into a devotee. So we don't discriminate. Everyone has to get Krishna consciousness, especially now because the world is just about to go crazy. Right? If you think it's crazy now, you just watch. It's just about to go crazy. Right? We're going to have, soon, there will be petrol restrictions here in Australia. No one thought, oh, we just think we can have everything we want unlimitedly. You can just eat bananas unlimitedly. Right? Bananas don't even grow here. They grow in Queensland. But we just eat them here in Victoria, like, oh, you can have as many. No, maybe soon you can't. Maybe they can't afford to bring them down anymore. You watch, everything will change over time. Right? Everything's about to get a little bit crazy. So what do? No, we spread Krishna consciousness more. Right? Because the world is going to need us more. Prabhupada says, we save the world in its darkest hour. Prabhupada says that. The Hare Krishna movement will go down in history as saving humanity in its darkest hour. So maybe the darkest hour is coming. Maybe it's next week. I don't know when it is. Yeah. It might be in 100 years from now. I don't know. But it is coming. It is coming. So we have to be ready. Shri Krishna Tanda Bhagavan Ki. Okay. Any questions or comments? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the nice class. Prabhu, you were mentioning about karma, and in your lectures you've also mentioned that mental intention doesn't create any offenses. So my question is, does mental intention create karma or physical activity?
When you think something,
Yeah.
if you think something bad, does that make karma?
Yeah, I think so.
The thoughts, in Kali Yuga it doesn't. Yeah, because imagine sometimes what you might think about your brother or sister, right? Imagine if that happened, what you think, right? So yeah, better, in Kali Yuga it doesn't happen. Because if we're all thinking, all the things we think, if it came, then it would be even worse than what it is now. So. But the point is, if you keep thinking it, you will do it. You know, if you think, if you're not thinking, if you think bad thoughts about someone, eventually you will say something or do something negative towards them. So you have to control your mind, you have to purify your mind. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. My question is, you mentioned about taking anxiety for Krishna. What is the limit of anxiety that we don't take our services as a burden?
What is it?
What's the limit of that anxiety that we don't take our services as burden?
Don't take your services
As a burden or a pressure.
too much pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah, you have to keep it balanced. Prabhupada said there are 3 types of services, or 3 types of situations. So one is like extraordinary. What does he say in Gita? He says the 3 types. What are the words he uses? I haven't read it for a while, but he says there's some services you do or some actions you do in life which are like extraordinary. It's not like day to day, but you have to do it. You can't stay on that platform all the time. Like sometimes we get in anxiety in our service because we have so much service or particular service is full of anxiety. You can't do that all the time. Otherwise your body and mind will deteriorate very quickly. So you have to keep it balanced. Prabhupada said we should not lose our enthusiasm. If the anxiety becomes so much we're becoming unenthusiastic, then you have to go to the devotees, just say, this is too much pressure. I have to, like that. So we need to have some anxiety, because if we don't have some anxiety, we don't make advancement. But when it becomes too much, it's actually deteriorating our mental and physical health, then yeah, that's too much.
And another question is, Prabhu, on Saga's line, I read somewhere from one of Maharaj's quotes, or I don't remember if it was Srila Prabhupada, I don't remember exactly, but then they said that mental offenses do apply for devotees, though.
When we think negatively
yeah, when
of
a devotee is doing a mental offense.
Yeah, there's no reaction for thinking something negative, but like I said, if you keep thinking negative about devotees, eventually you will say things and you will do things which are negative, and then you become implicated. So you have to change what goes on in your mind. You see, like at the moment, the devotees are criticizing, even in our community here. Devotees are criticizing because too much is built up in the mind. So what's the best thing to do? You get the devotees together and you just talk it out. You say, what is the problem? And they say, I've got this problem. And you say, what is the problem? When devotees are not communicating, then everyone just thinks, he's like that, he's like that. It becomes like an internet version of the person. On the internet we always say, this person's like that, they're like that. When you actually meet them, they're not actually that bad. They're not as bad as it makes out. So same thing with the devotees. Sometimes they're quarreling, but if they come together and listen to each other, it's actually not that bad. We can work these things out. Right? Even the Beatles said, we can work it out. We can work it out. They're our gurus. Right? What did they say? They said, all you need is love. True. Let it be. True. What was the other one I was just saying? We can work it out. True. They're our gurus. Well, the Beatles are our gurus. They said all these things, but we don't practice these things. Right? And then George Harrison said, he said, my Lord, my sweet Lord, I really want to know you. I really want to be with you. They're our gurus. And we should follow these things. But everyone in the material world, they make everything too complicated. And everything goes on the mind, and then it comes out in thoughts and words, and then, It's actually, it's not the sign of advancement. It's not the sign of advancement. When you're advanced, you don't act like this.
Thank you.
It's okay. Okay. Any other question? Yes. When you come into the temple, you have to take the hat off.
Okay.
The hat off.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the temple, you can't wear.
Prabhu, so you compared envious people to serpents, and then similarly, I've just got a question. So if you have negative influence around your life, or you have envious people around you, how do you deal with them? Do you just isolate or move away, or because clearly you can't kill them? So
it's a case-by-case situation. Like I can't give a general because I don't know your situation.
Yeah,
but
no, just generally. Yeah.
Yeah, generally, then you create some distance between yourself and them, generally.
Yeah.
If someone is envious, causing you problems, criticizing too much, making your life difficult, then you try to distance yourself,
Yeah.
right? But it's a case-by-case situation. We have to see what the situation is.
Do you ever let them know, or?
Yeah, of course. Best thing, like I just said, if two devotees are having problem, like if you have a problem with me, best thing is I come to you and say, Prabhu, what's the problem? Tell me, what's the problem? What have I done? You know, like in my life, sometimes I like to make jokes. You know, always saying to devotee, oh, you know, like that. But sometimes it goes wrong. Sometimes, not all the time. You know, I think most of the time it's okay, but sometimes it goes wrong. And I see, a devotee, they're upset. They took it the wrong way. I didn't mean something bad, but they took it the wrong way. So I have to go to the devotee and I say, Prabhu, what's wrong? They say, oh, you said this. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Sometimes I say things which are a little bit, you know, so please forgive me. Like that. So yeah, if there's a problem, you go to the person and say, you know, please. It's a case-by-case situation, you have to see. Sometimes it gets to a point where, like in my life, sometimes it gets to a point where the relationship has deteriorated so much and I can't fix it, then you just distance yourself from the person. But don't criticize them. In your mind, you offer respect. You think, I hope you have a good life. I hope everything is good for you. But I have to keep a distance because we can't work this one out. We're different people, or there's some. Everything is case by case. It's like that. There's no one answer for everything.
I've got one more question, Prabhu. So, is there a certain formula, or is there any way to deal with heartbreaks?
What is it?
Is there any, like, are there any certain formulas to deal with heartbreaks? Heartbreak?
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Heartbreak. Become a brahmacharya. That's the way to do it. Srila Prabhupada says, man is good, woman is good, together they are bad. So if you don't want a heartbreak, be a brahmacharya. Yeah, these guys got heartbreak? No, because they haven't got a partner. They're happy. You know, all the grihastas, when we look at them, we have a little bit of envy in our heart. You know, we come and see these guys and we say, why are you so happy? You know, why is your life so happy? You know, because they're more intelligent.
Yeah.
They're more intelligent. They're using buddhi because they understand man is good, woman is good, but together they are bad. So they stay in the ashram. It's not easy in Kali Yuga to do that. Usually we have to get involved, you know, because that's the nature. But understand when you get involved, right? You know, at your wedding, just understand. Yeah, everyone's happy and it's going to be like that's not reality. That's not the way it's going to be long term. So you have to choose your partner very carefully. Make sure the partner is a devotee. Make sure it's a devotee. At least you've got that in common. And if you're strong devotees, at least then you can work through the problems. Because the problems will be there. The material world is like that. Is okay? Yeah. Okay. So if you want to become brahmachari, come and speak to us. Any other question? Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki?